Hello there, Rodrigo here from Magnetic New Marketing with a new online marketing tip for you. Today, I'd like to talk to you about feeling like a slave to your blog. Why would you feel like a slave to your blog? And I've got some quick and easy tips for you so you can stop being a slave to your blog. Let's get started. So, why would you feel like a slave to your blog? A blog, in fact, is pretty wonderful for attracting audiences, building your list and starting to promote yourself and your business. But if you've been blogging for a few months now, you'll find that pretty soon the novelty and excitement fades away and you just feel like a slave to your blog. And it's really because a good blog has three main qualities: content, frequency, and consistency. So, first of all, for your blog to be effective, you need to have good content. That means your blog posts need to be relevant to what your readers need and are looking for, and they need to be filled with a lot of useful information. Your blog posts should help your readers to solve their problems or overcome difficulties and get closer to their goals. And it's not easy to come up with good posts all the time because aside from content, you need frequency. Now, with blogging, the more often you can publish a new post, the better. But of course, not all of us can have a new post every day or even 3 times a week. So, the frequency that I most often recommend to my clients is at the minimum, at the very least, to have a new blog post every week. And then you also need to be consistent, meaning you need to be consistent in terms of the quality of your content, in terms of the overall look and branding of your site, the tone of your blog, and also consistent in terms of your frequency too. Like you can't post every day for a month and then nothing for the next 2 months. It doesn't work that way. You have to be reliable, and your readers need to be able to predict when you're going to have new content and to be able to rely on you to be there when they need you. So if they've come to expect something new from you twice a week, then try to keep that up. So, after months of, providing content, frequency, and consistency on your blog, then you start feeling burnt out and you start feeling like a slave to your blog. And sometimes you might decide you just don't enjoy it anymore. So, I've come up with some quick and easy ways for you to come up with blog post topics because I find that this is one of the most difficult things for a lot of my clients is to always have topics to write about, even though they're really experts. Even if you're an expert in your field and you could talk about your expertise all day long, for 7 days, it's not just automatic for you to be able to translate what you know, what's in your mind, into good blog posts. So these tips that I'm about to share with you are, well, they're easy, they're fast to do, and you don't need to have a big list or a big audience in order to do them. In fact, you could do these tips, while you're waiting in line at the doctor's office or while you're commuting in the train, stuff like that. That easy, okay? And some of these tips you need to have internet connection to do them, but the others you don't. You can just do it, sit down with pen and paper or with your iPhone to take anything that you can take notes with. Okay, so let's get started with quick and easy ways to come up with your blog post topics. All right, let's see if I can zoom in here so you can see better. Okay, I can't drag it. Oh, there you go. So, quick and easy ways to come up with blog post ideas. The first way I thought of was to go into the blogs of your competitors, not so you can copy the topics that they wrote about, but so you can read the comments that their readers posted there and let those comments spark ideas in you. Maybe, pay attention especially to comments that are questions, or, asking for a deeper explanation of something, comments that remained, you know, uh, unreplied to, that don't have any replies or any reactions. Those are the kinds of things that can inspire you with some ideas for your blog posts. Okay, another idea, go into online forums in your industry and make a note of the most frequently asked questions in those forums. Make a note of threads that have a lot of responses and posts to them. That means that those are the popular threads. A lot of people find that particular topic to be relevant. So, another good way to find ideas for your blog posts. Oh, this is one of my favorite. Go to Amazon. I enjoy browsing on Amazon.com, and if you do too, you might as well turn it into something productive for your blog. Look at the best-selling books in your industry. Okay, look at the reviews, particularly at the low reviews. Look at the 1, 2, 3 star reviews and find out, what are these readers complaining about? Maybe there's something that's important to them that the author did not include in their book. Then you can talk about that in your blog post. You might even get an idea for an information product from Amazon. All right, another way, use Twitter. Create a new column monitoring specific keywords, again, related to your industry. And note the questions that come up for people on Twitter containing these keywords. Okay? All right, here's something you can do without internet connection. Just take a pen and paper and think back to when you were a beginner in your field. Okay, and think about, what were the questions, the concerns, and the problems that you were experiencing when you were a beginner? Because now that you're an expert, it's easy to take those things for granted. But you have to remember that a lot of the people who are following you are several steps behind you. Okay, so they have these concerns, they have these questions and challenges that for you may be easy and automatic, but it's not for them. So try to think back and come up with questions that you can respond to, beginner questions that you can respond to in your blog. Okay, another easy way, go back to existing content that you have. Have you written an ebook or special report, or have you given interviews and podcasts, or internet radio, or in teleseminars or webinars that you may have given, or where you were interviewed? Now look back on those pieces of content and look for either small pieces of that existing content that you can develop into a blog post, or pick one topic and go deeper into it in a blog post or a series of blog posts. Okay, now if you've been blogging for at least a year or so, you can actually go back to your old posts, especially your popular posts, or, well, not necessarily your popular posts, your old posts. Review them and see if you can put a new spin on them, or maybe current events or new trends have emerged that are changing things in your industry, and you can talk about the same topic as it emerges over time. Also, old posts, maybe you have a post that didn't get a lot of traffic, maybe because that was when your blog was new, but you think it's a really good topic, and you think that this time it's going to get a lot of positive response from your readers. Then again, you can write about the same topic and just put a different angle to it, update it, and there you have a new blog post. Okay, another source, of course, look at news, traditional news, online news in your industry. What are some of the interesting things coming up? Any new products or publications or programs that are coming out that you might want to review, or just go over them, or just report about them. Okay. Give an update on where you are now. Look into what's happening to you right now, and use that as a takeoff point for a blog post. For example, for my other blog, the savvyfreelancer.com, when I'm when I'm drawing a blank, I just think, okay, where am I now in my freelancing? What challenges am I experiencing now? Um, so if I'm feeling a little unmotivated, then I might write a blog post about stay motivated as a freelancer. Or if I'm, redecorating my home office, then, that's again material for a blog post. So mine your real life for topics for posts. Okay, another one, easy one, links post. And this might entail some time for research, but you have Google on your side. Alltop is another very good tool for finding relevant blogs for particular topics. Take the time to find good posts. Don't make it a list of posts that you don't read. Make sure you read the posts that you link to. And it's really useful if you tell your readers a little something about each one that will entice them to maybe read the post or to decide that it's not for them, and they'll move on to the next item in the link. And this is also a links type of post is also a good way to get trackbacks on other people's blogs and possibly attract traffic from their blogs. And I wanted to come up with 10 tips for you, but I actually came up with 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th one, well, this is a little bit intermediate because you do have to have some amount of traffic getting into your blog to pull this off successfully, is to have a poll. Ask your readers a question. Let me know. For example, do you think you should start using Tumblr now, or is that just yet another new thing to worry about, and you'd just rather not do it? So ask an interesting and relevant question like that. Give a little background, give your own thoughts, and then ask your readers for their thoughts. This is tip number 11, but then again, you have to have some amount of traffic coming into your blog to have a good poll so that you have a lot of responses. And that's also potentially a very viral kind of post. So there you have it, the 11 ways that you can stop being a slave to your blog. 11 easy and fast and simple ways to come up with ideas for blog posts. Now, before I go, just some more tips for you on just how to make blogging easier for you. Keep an editorial calendar. Make an editorial calendar. Sit down for a few minutes at the end of each month to plan what your content is going to be for the month ahead, or even 2-3 months down the road, even 6 months if you can manage that. Always carry a small notebook with you, so you never know when inspiration will strike. Sometimes a lot of good ideas come in the middle of the night when you're actually sleeping. Then you get up. You should have a small notebook by your bedside so you can write down those thoughts, because you're not going to remember them when you wake up in the morning. Also, sometimes, when you're taking a shower, you suddenly have this idea. So always have a small notebook and pen or pencil with you, okay? Write in batches, meaning, set aside half a day or a whole day of every week or so just to do writing for your posts, okay? It's usually, we get more efficient when we're doing the same amount of activity one after the other, rather than switching from one activity to the other all the time. So this might work for you. It might work for you to have an intense period of writing, let's say for 2 hours a week, or an entire day every 2 weeks, something like that. And you could, if you get as fast as I do, you can write 10 blog posts in a day or less. Okay, then you'll be set for the next 2 months. Okay, and don't forget, you can actually outsource the work, at least some of it. If you don't want to outsource your entire blog post writing, you can outsource brainstorming for topics, you can outsource the research, and definitely after you write your post, you can ask somebody else to load it up into your WordPress or whatever blogging platform you use, format it properly, do the on page search engine optimization, and find an appropriate image. And finding an appropriate image can be very time consuming. So, if that is a problem for you, it might be a good idea to pass that task on to your virtual assistant. And of course, don't forget to open your blog to guest bloggers. They can really lighten the load for you. And but that's a topic for a whole another video or blog post. So I hope that you got some really good ideas in this video for making blogging a lot easier for you. Let me know what you think. Come up with did you get inspired to try something new on your blog that you haven't been doing before? Or do you have any ideas that I didn't mention that you'd like to add? Please share them in the comments so we can learn from each other, okay? And definitely, if you have any questions or experiences that you want to share, do share them with me. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.